Okay, so we've had a ton of rain and actually quite a bit of wind. Remember how I said I hated polyload tunnels? Despite all my little rocks, just blew right off and blew my door open on the greenhouse. And what is super odd, and this has never happened before, you can't see this, but the fence over there was blown off. And I've got freaking, what, deer prints? Or is this dog prints? Yeah, that's deer prints. And check this out, man. The fence is just blown off. The fence posts. They're held on by little screws that I snagged the netting on. Oakley dokley. Yay. So I got the fence up over there. You can't see it. It just started to pour down rain as I'm trying to pull this tunnel back together. Okay, so I've got everything pinned down. That'll last about 2 seconds. Check this out, folks. This is how much rain we've gotten in the last just couple days. Yay! I voted. Hey, folks. So I'm out here getting some seaweed this morning, and there's just a ton of it. Check this out. Oh, look at this. So I got the 3 bins in the center. I put a layer of about 4 inches of leaves, and then I tucked in some seaweed on top. And yeah, might go out tomorrow morning and get another load. Hey folks! So I'm out here again getting some more seaweed, and it's snowing. But anytime we have like a wind event like we did a few days ago, it blows the seaweed off the rocks, and it just brings a ton of it in like this. So I'm gonna take advantage of it, get out here again, get another load. I'm kind of pushing it close. The tide comes in, it's high tide at 3 o'clock, and it's 11:30. So anyway, I gotta get to work. So the water is getting way too close for comfort. So I've got a full load, and I'm gonna head out of here before I button the truck up and get on the road. So I'm back at the house, and I'm back at the garden, and I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw the seaweed out onto these beds directly, because I don't really want to add like a whole lot of material in the composting bins and make it just like so much stuff, because in the past I've had problems with it, you know, getting too heavy and all the oxygen going out of the pile, and then it gets anaerobic and it starts smelling bad and stuff. So I think that's the plan. I'm just going to throw the seaweed out onto the beds. Decided to go ahead and get a little more seaweed today. You can see we got a little dusting of snow on the mountains last night, and there's plenty more seaweed to get, so I'm gonna get to work. Okay, so I've got my load of seaweed back here, and I'm headed back home. Alrighty, so I am home with 1 truckload of seaweed. Yesterday I was able to get this bed covered in seaweed, plus these 2 beds. These are 40-foot beds, and I can get 3 more with this truckload. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go, let's rock and roll. It's the next morning. It is about 30 degrees Fahrenheit out, so nice and frozen. Got a little tiny bit of snow. Was able to get all of these 5 beds covered in seaweed, plus the one over in the far bed over there. So that feels pretty cool because these beds didn't have a lot of roots in them, and I was concerned about any rain or weather just kind of washing nutrients through the soil, etc. These other beds have, you know, growing plants and roots and lots of clover and stuff in there, so I'm not quite so worried about them. And that's covered. So yeah, carrots and kale. Anyway, it's been a crazy week. I've been trying to consider whether I should even bring up the fact that we have our national elections going on, national and state elections actually going on, and the anxiety associated with that. I've been kind of feeling glad that I've had to go out and get seaweed every day. Nice way of working off the tension. But it's hard for everyone because everybody, you know, thinks differently on this. We all live in our little separate bubbles of reality and don't check in with other people and understand their realities. I have friends, dear friends and family who voted for Trump, who voted for Biden, who didn't vote at all, and we all love each other and get along. And what concerns me is that some people on the left and on the right use this as an opportunity to be really mean and even get violent. And I don't think that this election is going to fix that. I think, in fact, it will probably get worse. But I hope that we're working in a direction where things can get better. I don't like to bring up things like this in my regular videos because, you know, everybody wants to just kind of get away from all the things that are going on in the world and just deal with our gardens and our farms and other things that we do in life. But I don't think that we can pretend like these things don't affect our day-to-day lives. And this has definitely affected my day-to-day life. So I thought I would just leave you with a broadcaster, correspondent, whatever you call them, reporter with CNN who said things, every word that he said is exactly how I feel. And I just hope that we all can make this work.
Well, it's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here. If you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry if the president's going to be happier to have babies snatched away or send dreamers back for no reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. You know, the I can't breathe. You know, that wasn't just George Floyd. That was a lot of people that felt that they couldn't breathe. Every day you're waking up and you're getting these tweets and you just don't know, and you're going to the store and people who have been afraid to show their racism are getting nastier and nastier to you, and you're worried about your kids and you're worried about your sister and Can she just go to Walmart and get back into her car without somebody saying something to her? And you spent so much of your life energy just trying to hold it together. And this is a big deal for us just to be able to get some peace and have a chance for a reset. And the character of the country matters. And being a good man matters. I just want my sons to look at this. Look at this. It's easy to do it the cheap way and get away with stuff, but it comes back around. It comes back around. And this is a good day for this country. I'm sorry for the people who lost. For them, it's not a good day. But for a whole lot of people, it's a good day.